Hello everyone. As part of one-liners or single-liners series which I have started, I have picked very important topics from the budget of Indian part. So let us continue the next 20 set of questions, which can easily help you to memorize those important facts and the key factors which led to those important facts. So here it is. It has been clear. What was the India's current account deficit as part of GDPs in 2023? So current account deficit is again has shown a positive trend. That means it is slightly declining. So when current account deficit is declining, various factors would have led for the current account deficit if we consider the balance of payment under the current account and under the capital account. The current account deficit, which includes balance of trade, balance of invisibles, okay, again, certain net transfers from other countries in terms of remittances, in terms of net factor income from abroad. I've already done a video on the BOP, so you can kindly go through this. So the current account deficit, if you could see, it is it is reducing, it is falling. The main important factors why it is reducing is you can consider remittances. Okay, we can also consider the imports which has shown a slight declining trend and the exports which has shown a slight increasing trend. So all these factors which have led to the declining the current account deficit. Next, at what rate did India's real GDP grow? So yesterday I have also discussed in the economic point of view that the nominal GDP is slight around 10.5%. So considering inflation, how much inflation you are considering? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? Based on that, the real GDP will be subtracted with the inflation level, and you will be calculating the real GDP. That ranges somewhere around 7 to 10 percentage. Next, what was the appropriate PMI index value for the manufacturing sector? So the PMI, the manufacturing index. So the PMI index for the manufacturing sector was 57, somewhere around 57. Just by heart this number that could be useful. Next, what was the gross NPAs of the schedule I mean like the scheduled commercial banks? See, the scheduled commercial banks have shown a declining trend. That means the NPAs of the scheduled commercial banks have been coming down. You can look at this graph. So if we ask the question about the trends in the examination, you can actually put up the trends and show that the NPAs have been declining, and NPAs were quite high in March 2018, and since then it is slowly declining. Various parameters which have led to the declining in the NPAs of the scheduled commercial banks. First important parameters is the disposing of the assets, underlying assets, which were not productive. For example, we have SARFAESI Act, which will empower the banks to dispose of, as per the Supreme Court guidelines, they can dispose of those assets which were not giving them any interest rate or the capital amount. Second one, providing the loans as per the CBIL. Okay, Credit Information Bureau India Limited, based on this CBIL, you just try to provide them the loans. Okay, repeated defaulters can be ignored. And very important is setting up of ARCs, asset reconstruction companies, or the bad banks. Both of these institutions will definitely entrust the interest of the banks. That means to provide the loans to the valuable lender, and also if any lender is a defaulter, the bad banks can recover those, so that the assets which are underlining considered as a non-performing assets can be reduced. Next, what was the fiscal deficit as percentage of GDP? This I have already told you. The fiscal deficit was quite high. Remember, he can also ask you the previous FDs. So that has come down to 5.6. That has further come down to 4.9. That will further come down to 4.5. So keep reading fiscal deficit again and again and again, because this is one very important topic. And also interlink the fiscal deficit with the FRBM Act, interlink the fiscal deficit with respect to what engaging committee has suggested. Next, what was the inflation rate in India in 2023? Somewhere around 5.4%. This is why the inflation rate has to be controlled, and we follow flexible inflation targeting as suggested by Urjit Patel committee, who says 4 plus or minus 2 is quite important. See here, inflation rate of 5.4% in last year was quite high. So because of this inflation, there's a lot of chances that purchasing capability will come down. So when purchasing capability come downs, then that will impact the producers and the consumers relation. So inflation now has started declining. Inflation now, look at this graph. Earlier case it has increased and later case it has decreased. This is one very important question for you. Seventh one, the four major caste. What are the four major castes? I have given to all my students the keyword which is called as Gyan. Gyan means G is for Garib, that is poor. Y is for youth. A is for Annadata. N is for Nari Shakti. Next, employment, skilling, MSMEs are among the four major themes, and which is definitely impacting. What is the other four? Then it is the middle class, employment, skilling, MSMEs, and middle class. So you just link up this again with the term MSMEs. The way for caste, you have link up with Gyan. All right. For the themes, you can link up with MSMEs. MSMEs, M stands for MSMEs, S stands for skills. Again, M stands for middle class, E stands for employment. So you have to remember in this way. How many new yield and climate resilient varieties of horticulture crops will be released for the cultivation of farmers as per the present budget 2025? So he is talking about 109 new yielding and climate resilience, and 32 field and horticulture crops will be released. Digital crop survey in the districts will be conducted as part of digital public infrastructure. Okay, so this is basically for the assessment. This is also basically for the monitoring, land monitoring, etc. This is being covered as part of 400 districts. Which scheme is announced for improving the socio-economic conditions of the tribal? PM Janman. So PM Janman, Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan. So this is basically try to promote, and also the schemes like try to promote the PVTGs, primitive tribal vulnerable groups. Okay, so this will cover lot of PVTGs, like means those tribal groups which whose socioeconomic conditions is very very low. So such kind of PVTGs we will try to bring and we will try to empower them. So as per 2025 budget financing, the shrimp farming, processing and exports will be facilitated with which bank? This I am expecting a question. So NABARD has been linked. So NABARD will directly won't be considered here. NABARD will be linking to the banks because it's a refinance institution. From NABARD, it will be cross verifying to those farmers or the cultivators who are involved in this processing. Completion of irrigation project has been promised as per financial year 2025 budget. That is, Polavaram has been. This is for the AP students who can go through this. How many industrial parks were announced under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program? It is 12. How many youth will be benefited? So 1 crore youth in the 5 years as per this, providing internship opportunities as per, and they will try to be given certain skill development programs. Interstate link has been finalized for the financial support under irrigation and the flood mitigation as per the 2025 budget. That is COSI related interlinking has been done. What is the name of the unique land parcel identification number for all the lands? That is Bhu Aadhar. So remember this Bhu Aadhar. This we can expect. Bhu Aadhar. So that's the name of the unique land parcel identification number for all the lands, uniform. Okay, next, custom duty. Okay, the customs duty has been quietly reduced, so which ensures that 6% has been reduced 6% as per financial year 2025. That is on the gold and the silver. So I'll take a separate class on the gold and the coal and also on the petrol, so that that could actually add you to more current affairs. As per the rationalization of the tax rates under financial 2025 budget, short-term gains on the financial asset now will attract 20%. So for example, short-term gains of financial assets. That means he's talking about the capital gain tax, which is classified into long term, other one is a short term. Based on the time period, if you are going to sell up for a very less period of time, you will be charged with the more short term taxes. And long term means anything which is beyond 1 year. Based on that, you will be charged with the capital gain tax. Now, as per the rationalization, short term gains, that means they have reduced. Earlier it was more than 20, and now they has come down to 20%. Dash constitutes the largest share of union government expenditures as 21%. So largest share of expenditures includes the state share of taxes and duties. Earlier budget interim it was different and this is now different, 21%. State share of taxes and duties, which includes the taxes which was recommended by the Financial Commission. So what the taxes the Financial Commission has recommended, taxes and the duties from those 41 plus 1 percentage that will come into this. What are the percentage increase in the revenue expenditures from 2023, 24, 25 to the actual? So what is that basically benefited? I mean, like how much it is going to be benefited? It is basically 6.2%. Lot of people try to buy hard the elements of what are the actuals and what are the basic expenditures without knowing the change in the percentage. So it is 6.2 percentage. You have to remember this. That's the reason I have taken this screenshot. 6.22 should be highlighting in your notes. What by what percentage is capital expenditures expected to increase from 2023-24 to 2024-25? See, capital expenditures is consistently increasing. That is first point. And if you look at the capital expenditures, it is the change is 17.1 percentage. So 17.1 percentage has shown an inclining trend. So remember, 6.2 percentage is the budgetary change with respect to revenue expenditures, and 17.1 is the capital expenditures. So by heart, this both two important terminologies with along their facts. What is the projected percentage change in the total expenditures from 2023-24 to 2024-25 with respect to the actuals? So when you could consider, look at here. So in 2023-24 to 2024-25, it is 8.5%. Just you have to remember revenue expenditures, how much it has increased, capital expenditures, how much it has increased, and in this case, the total expenditures, how much it has gone to a higher scale, which is 8.5%. Now, what is the percentage change in the capital receipt? That means how much the government is coming up with issuing bills, bonds, and how much government is getting with non-debt capital receipts, debt to capital receipts, etc. If you look at the revenue receipts is 14.7, capital receipts is 29, I guess, 29 percentage. Okay. So recovery of loans has increased because for whom we have given loans that we are trying to recover is 2.1 percentage. Other receipts, okay, including the disinvestments is 51. Other receipts include the taxable receipts, non-taxable receipts, penalties, fines, direct tax, indirect tax, everything. Now, how much is the revenue deficit as a percentage of GDP expected to reduce? So, revenue deficit is expected to reduce by minus 24.2. This is majorly because of the rationalization which you are actually performing. So, when you actually perform the rationalization, these rationalization which could reduce actually reduce unnecessary expenditures. It cut down the unnecessary expenditures. Basically, we have to provide the committed expenditures without any change, but the recurring expenditures, the last year which have here promised, unnecessary things which can be removed in terms of subsidies, plans, programs, etc. By targeting the right beneficiaries, we can benefit the recurring expenditures by reducing them. So committed expenditures also, recurring expenditures, if that could reduce, so the overall expenditures can be reduced in terms of revenue. So these are the set of 25 questions which I thought of to discussing. So next I will also come up with the new set of questions with targeting the survey. All right. Thank you so much.